Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome back to SRW TV. Apologies for the technical delay there where we've had to restart the stream. Unfortunately, having some issues with the paints loading and that tonight, but hopefully we've got that all under control now. This is round 3 for our Formula 3 cars. We are in the middle of the battle for the Ashes. This is round 3. And it's the first of the Aussie tracks. We are at Sandown International Raceway, where the curbs bite a Formula 3 car hard. So we'll take all of these drivers' concentration to produce a fast lap around here, and staying off the curbs is way harder than it looks. It's Cowy over in Sim Racer here, together with Rob Sated Hayter. He's on the comms as well as looking after the pictures. Thanks very much for joining me in here, Rob. I know we've had a few sort of shuffling of commentators the first couple of weeks, but thanks for jumping in the hot seat, buddy.
I mean, always a pleasure to jump in the box whenever I can. And with the extra pressure on the controls, it should be great tonight.
Well, you have been here running the cameras for the last couple of rounds, so you've got to see some of the action for our F3s this season. We've seen 30 plus cars on track. It's great to see such a good contingent of drivers coming and joining the F3 series.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, look, F3 is like one of those up and coming features, isn't it? It's, even the IRL stuff is very, very competitive. And we're seeing that translate here in the virtual world as well. So, it's definitely good to get these guys out on track and give them something that's probably a little left field from what they've been at the last couple of weeks. So Sandown being very fast and flowy, and see what they can do.
Oh, I was going to say that. I don't think you can really see a car like this here at Sandown. It'll be a short, whippety lap for these guys. Michael Carnager is currently in the pole sitting position. We are 10 minutes into quali, guys. There we do apologise for the delay, but we would rather make sure that the pictures are working as they should. And you've got your right liveries out there for the sponsors and stuff for the drivers and teams involved, that we felt like it was more important to take a bit extra time and make sure people are ready rather than misrepresentative. So it is a sprint format tonight, so we do have a double header of races. It's a 20-minute race followed. Is it a 30-minute or 40-minute race, the second one? I'm not sure. I think it's a 40. But it should spice it up, because that second race will be the reverse top 10. That always tends to throw a spanner right in the middle of the works.
Well, you know what I'm looking forward to, the top 10 the most, County? The run to turn 1 here at Sandown is an absolute cracker. Is it not one of the best turn 1 run-ins?
Well, it's one of those things, you're going to see guys that are going to have a go. And cold tyres off the line, are you going to be able to hold grip through that turn? Because it's probably not the entry that's going to be the problem. It's going to be halfway through that corner and you're going to go, oh, hang on, have I got grip?
Yeah,
but
sure.
We've seen these guys are prepared to battle hard at the start, and we've got such a big field. You've got to have a bit of caution, because we know these F3s will break if you look at them wrong. Put a few other cars around you, and only a little bit of contact, a little bit of diffusing damage, that could be over a second lap. So, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys are, and we can see here varying levels of trying to use the curves to your advantage. The problem is these cars don't like curves, and there's some fairly prominent ones here at Sandown.
Yeah, well, to touch on that a bit, Cowy, I mean, Sandown's basically 2 straights, isn't it? It's 2 really long straights connected by a couple of short corners. So you take any aero damage, be it on the undertray, which these cars do generate a lot of undercarriage grip as well. You get that bit of damage, and 1 second up one of these straights, that's a lot of time to lose in a straight line.
It is, and not to mention that, the damage in the front of the car once you start turning like the Titanic. So, and really this is one of those tracks where you've got a really big car. Get away with maybe a bit of oversteer and fight to control the rear, as we've seen there, one of the JW machines blinking in the rear there. But, if you've got a car with understeer and you can't get it turned in, then you're just going to end up pounding those curves and, doing further damage.
Yeah, exactly. And these guys, I mean, they're well aware of it. They've been around long enough in these cars to know that, you can kind of push the edge, but you can't push over the edge. And once you do push over the edge, it's a different game then.
It is, buddy, and this is surprisingly most of these, or at least a good chunk of these drivers we've done our last season here, where we did the run of all of the Australian tracks. So some of these guys have a familiarity with Sandown, but the new guys, Ryan Houlihan, he has done put it up the top of the 1 minute 3.6, and he's found almost 3/10 over Phil Bella, our current series leader.
And Michael Cuttajar as well. So like Phil Vella and Michael Cuttajar punching the same lap time, and then Ryan Houlihan just comes out and goes, "Fellas, you're too slow."
Well, is that the same down to the third decimal?
I don't know. I only see down to 2, but I mean
we have seen
close.
it before here at SRW with guys doing identical lap times down to the thousands. So it's not the first time, but yeah, we can see here a great battle. Matthew Pignata, he's put it up in a P4 as well. David Gallo, he's the leading pit at the moment, running in P6. We've only got about a minute left of following 50 seconds. Now the thing with this, Robert, is it's sprint round. So if you don't get your lap finished by the time the clock ends, you're not gonna get this last lap count. But maybe
that's the thing. You don't want to leave time out, do you?
Well, the problem is you're not going to get a chance to finish as soon as the clock hits 15. It'll be about 3 seconds and stop. So these guys have got about another 20 seconds to get across the line. I think once again, they're starting their lap, that's no chance they count.
But just from this nose cam here, Cal, look at the curves. I mean, they are gentle. Like they do have a nice little front chamfer and a front angle on them. But they're big, aren't they? Like when you see them compared to the wheels, they're very big, aren't they?
Well, that's it. And there's a couple that you can use. That one there on the exit of that T4 onto the back straight is one you could probably use. But you can only just use it if you use a little bit more than half of it. You get up on the top and suddenly you're skating wide. So it is,
exactly right.
if it's fraught with danger going near them, and we'll have to see how many guys are willing to brave those curbs for that extra speed. All right, here is our Melville Equipment qualifying results. It is Ryan Houlihan for Alpha Venturi Racing in P1. Phil Vella, our current series leader for Downforce Racing. First time he's been picked from the pole position this season. Alongside him in P2. Michael Cuttajar in P3. Matthew Pignata, the other Alpha Venturi machine. There is a few of them out there running P4. David Hunter, another Alpha Venturi car, P5, and the first of the Kittens Racing, P6, David Gallo. So that rivalry between the Alpha Venturi and Kittens boys definitely is in the AV favour at the moment with qualifying. Adrian Loretti, Kittens Racing in P7, Alpha Venturi Thomas Anderson, P8. We've got Daniel Burns in P9 for Kittens, the first of the JWM machine, Steve Tonkin in P10. So just the pace of that top. Look, it's half a second to P10. That's how close it is.
It's
Looking
crazy,
at Jay Dixon for Downforce Racing. Jay had a big moment, was running at the front of last round, and had a big moment near the end of the race and tumbled out of the points. So he's finding himself at 11th. Scott Barsham for Areas 51 Sim Sports P12. Darren Fahey, Martin Lofthouse, Braden Sagassa, Doug Gowans, Adam Simpson, Troy Dooley, Greg Bradley and Timothy Schmalenberg make up your top 20. We have lights coming on, so I won't get any further down the grid. We're about to start the first of our sprint races here tonight. This is round 3 and it's F3s at Sandown.
There's the lights on.
There we go. Let's have a look and see if Phil Vella can get a great start like he has previously. And there they are. A little bit of dust in the background there. So someone got a slow start. I think it might have been Stephen Sinkovic. We can see here though that Ryan Houlihan staying up the inside. Phil's trying to go around the outside. He's got out on the grass. Oh, it's that contact.
No,
that's David Gallo, I think. There's that contact.
Yeah.
He's into the fence, the rear of that car. What, 3 don't go into 1, and there was a fair bit of action going on there.
That looked like Nathan Burton into Cowy, who's maybe got involved with that. Matty
try and
Gerard went
let
off
things
track
settle
as well,
first.
so
I think there was a bit of evasive action there as well, buddy. So we might just try and let things settle. Is that Phil Bello, who's fallen back a few spots as a result of that, but he's now put himself back from 6th up into P5. So yeah, going across the grass there, that cost him what, 4 spots. Made
there's
one
another
back.
spin at the back there.
Oh yeah, that's a
Who's
purple
that
car.
around?
That might
That's,
be
Adam
Simpson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Adam
tumbling
Simpson,
down
yeah.
the one of the fishing machines. Have we got the other fishing here tonight? I don't know if we do. I know that we've got Jamie Dyke is running in the Logitech Invitational Series tonight, the Pro Series with V8, so he might have a few of the fishing guys giving him support, so I hope you go well there, Adam. But looking back at our F3s here, Phil Bella, he is the one who's been at the front and run away the first 2 rounds, and now got a bit of work to do. Braden Sagassa, great driving on the weekend at Knock Hill in the V8s, had a great battle with Jamie Dyke in the V8 battles. It's great to see him here in the F3s. In P12 at the moment, he's up 3 spots, so didn't have the run of it in quali, but he's pushing hard now, and looks like he's got a nice run there on Martin Lofthouse as well. I know that was Jay Dixon. So
That was on
moving up into 11 and closing in on the top 10.
So by now the boys are probably
it's-
starting to get some tyre temps. They're starting to get an understanding of where they need to be.
That's right, it does at least take a lap or 2 to get the tyres up to 10. And we've seen quite a few bit of bravery
We've
early
got the
on from
safety
these
car
guys.
coming on the circuit, so someone's had
Ooh.
an off, it looks like.
Nick Schmalenberg's had an off. Darren Fahey is in the pits as well.
Sinkovic.
Nathan Burney.
Steven Sinkovic they've all gone off, so something triggered here with Dean Sinkovic and Nick Schmalenberg. I might just jump back to Dean and see what's
Well, let's
happened
try
here.
and go back. I was going to say, let's try and go back a bit further and see what happened a bit earlier on to that incident at the start as well. So, okay, so Nick's going to go on the inside and Stephen hasn't seen him. No, there's no contact there.
They
They've both
just
gone
literally
deep.
run off. Oh no.
And is that,
Oh no.
who's
Oh,
that
who's
into the
already
pits
off in
as
there?
well?
That looks like Doug
Can't
Gowans.
see.
Is that Doug Gowans in there?
It's the 69 machine.
That looks like it's Gowans there, mate. It looks like
Oh,
he's
the
just gone a
07
little bit
machine.
quick there.
Yeah, 07 machine. You're right. You're right. Yep, he's gone hot,
Yeah,
and
he's
the
definitely
rear's
just
just gone on him.
Oh yeah, you see, and that's that understeer off the car in front, isn't it, Cowy? Like just the
Or possibly cold tiles as well, man.
Bit of
Because
cold
the
tiles,
problem is, as soon as you feel the rear twitch, you've got to come off the brake. You know, because otherwise you're going to loop it. So that means they go deep. All right. Well, the safety car is it out on track? I can't see it out there.
it is on
Oh,
second.
there
It's
it
down
is.
near turn
There
2,
we
3.
go. So a fair bit
That
going
hasn't
on.
actually loaded in, so that's
We go back
interesting.
and have a look at the race start, if possible, buddy, because there was.
Yeah.
We can have a look to see what happened to Phil Bella there, and I think he went pretty hot and just tried to stick around the outside. It was a good battle.
So we bounce back. We're right on board with Phil.
All
We'll
right,
get
here
on
we
his
go. Let's have a look.
nose cam here.
Right, so it's got a good start. Okay, so we didn't get to see what happened to Phil with that, so I'll try and have a look back from an angle and see what happened. Just having a look at the YouTube chat out there. Okay, and just have a
See
look
if
at
that gives
the
Anything? It might be too far back.
all right, let's have a look
Oh,
and
we'll
see
just
what we
see.
can see. Great start there from Andrew Johnson. Was that a slow
Oh,
start? Was that did he get clipped then?
I don't
That was
know. I think he
close.
might have gotten very close.
It was super close. All right. So we can see the bottleneck up here. He's tried to go down the middle. That's brave, trying to go 3 wide.
Oh, look. Oh, mate. On the left there, just locked up. Just hit the
So there was a
3.
tap there.
Yeah.
So who was that got tapped?
So
Danny
just-
Madison got tapped there by the looks of it, and that was 282. So that is
you can just see he locked the
282.
fronts. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
that was Nathan Burney. Right, you had that right at the start there too, Rob.
I mean, yeah, it's all just erupted down here, isn't it, in turns 4?
There's a few drivers looking, trying to get a wave around. Looks like there's a few people that have pitted, maybe to take advantage of fast repair. But as usual, mate, it's carnage. You know, when you put these F3s, you put 30 of them on a tight little track. There's bound to be a bit of carnage, and I suppose we love it here at SRW TV. It gives us great action.
Mate, I don't even think it's just at SRW. I think we just love carnage. I think as a racer, you got it in your blood. You want to get in there. You want to see the boys mix it up and get involved and throw the elbows out, get rough, tumble, push on, and try and just assert their dominance. And
well, that's it. You know, we say we like to see clean racing, but you know, a bit of carnage and contact out there spices things up. Thanks to Uncle Hotto. J-Mac out there watching the stream, Tim Visser, let's go Nick and the JWF boys, thanks for that. Rear and grid for J-Mac again, so where's he looking at the moment, because he had a cracker of a race last week. He was up over 10 spots.
He's up 12 in
He's up
P19.
12.
Yeah,
so
no, the liveries are not loading, so something is definitely going on there.
Okay, we're having issues maybe with some of your liveries out there, guys, not loading properly.
Give me a second, let me just refresh. I know it's ugly on stream,
but
we've got to try and refresh it. Yeah.
So, we've got a bunch of white cars, and I keep talking over you, mate. I keep forgetting that you're not behind the scenes.
No, you're good, mate. You're good. It's all something new. So I don't know what's going on. Like iRacing and Trading Paints are just having an absolute fit with each other tonight. They just don't want to work. So
well,
yeah, no, J-Mac up 12
cars.
spots. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Another shot. Dean Sinkfitch is up 11 as well.
Yeah,
as we just jump
on
up
10. No, I mean, we're looking at there's at least 6 or 7 cars there that are pitted. Just to fix damage. I doubt. You know, you would pit in a sprint round. Are we live? We are live.
They've
No,
gone,
we're
yeah.
not.
Nope, no.
Yeah, no, we have.
Have we?
Check the cars
Yeah,
coming.
Greg Barber's in, yeah.
Yeah, we missed that. Oh well. But battles are back on, and we see that the field got spread out. So, but it looks like most of them have made it round to the back. So the guys have got a wave around, perhaps joined the back of this group. Oh, look at Phil Bella. He's now in P4, so saw him get sort of hung out to dry maybe a little bit early on, but he's fighting back. Daniel Hunter, he's running in P2 at the moment, so he's having a great run as well.
And Matthew
Pignata,
yeah, he's up the front, and he's bolted.
Well, I think we must have, did we see, I think, so Ryan pitted, yeah, Ryan Willihan pitted, so perhaps he had a bit of damage.
He's down 12 spots again.
Yeah, so he pitted there, which you normally wouldn't do in this sprint format, because these cars should be able to make that 20-minute race without needing fuel.
J-Mac there.
Yeah.
Dropping, Adrian already just rounded him up there. And
he's
that
going to
Scott
make a bit of a
Bargin
move
just
back.
giving him a bit of a hurry up as well. Oh, how close was that front wing? I mean, you don't want to damage that, J-Mac.
And sometimes you fight to the point of no return. You've got to yield it. Timothy Schmalenberg having a bit of a look here. He's running in behind Andrew Lyden. Greg Bradley getting out of the dump. Stan Gowan's getting out of the way because he's lumped down.
Oh, just saw the lock up.
Andrew Lyden's stepping it out a little bit. Now he's got a block.
And this is what we're talking about before. Like, these things are so critical here because they're so fast. Oh, big twitch there by Timothy Schmalenberg. Wow.
And
they're
trying to get on the loud pedal as early as possible. Something to get a bit too early.
Yeah, exactly.
Stayed at that top there. Company. There, but who's that? That's
There's your move.
There he's got it done. So Timothy Schmalenberg getting the job done on Andrew Lyden. It's a great move. And you had action behind there as well, I think. So on board with Michael Stevens at the moment. He's at the back of this train. There's quite a few cars here. It's a battle for
going and just make a move on that side.
Well, Scotty, one of those guys that hit it as well, so...
Yeah.
Looks like he's got that job
Oh,
done
there's
nicely.
another move behind him too there. Looks like... Who's that? Gallo.
Might be.
Pass on J-Mac there.
Yeah, I was one of the kids.
definitely
I was going to say that. Oh, good catch there, Scotty. Stepping on it early again, but just powering out of it. That's a good look, isn't it? All those cars going down there. 30.
I mean, look at that. Look at the train. It's just... and, you know, like, these cars, with their aerodynamics, they don't give off a lot of gap. Like, it's really hard to pull, like, a gap. We saw in the TCRs that we've done down before. But you won't see that in this as much. Because you'll stay in the draft a lot longer, won't you?
Oh, that's right. That contact in lap 1 has... Yeah, Nathan Burney has been issued with a driving penalty for that contact, buddy. So, called it right at the start, got it right. He's been penalised for it. So, what happens, I suppose?
Sure, there'll be a few teams out there who's just sending out, giving him the clap on the way down pit lane. We've seen that before at different events. But no, I mean, these guys are definitely pushing on for a short race, aren't they?
Well, this is a sprint format, mate, so you can't wait. We're almost 10 minutes into this race as it is, and it is Matthew Pignata for Alpha Venturi Racing, currently in P1. He has Daniel Hunter chasing him down. Michael Cullajar in P3, and he's right in the thick of things as well. So let's have a look here, mate. He's got a little bit of a jump, about 2.5 seconds, and then it's a train of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. So, and then a little bit of a gap, and probably another 5 or 10 cars back there too, Rob.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's right. So you got Braden Sagassa there, just leading the next little cluster that, you know, they're just starting to break the toe and they'll fall off the back there. So you got Sagassa, Tonkin, and Lofthouse just in that little group there, and then it goes back to Timothy Smalenberg.
Well, Greg Bradley, at the moment, he's sitting in the all critical P10 position, pole position for the feature race, so he's put himself into the hunt. Braden Sagassa's in the hunt. He's just made is that Martin Lofthouse pitting?
Martin Lofthouse is in the
what's
pit,
happened to
so
Martin? No, there's no drive-through for Martin.
Did he get a penalty? I think he might have. I did hear
if it
race control
was,
or something there, yeah.
Yeah, well, if it is, it might be an iRacing one.
Right, it might be too. So that puts Timothy Smalenberg in P10, so that's going to be an interesting reverse top 10, isn't it?
Ryan Houlihan, currently running P2 in the championship. He's P11, so he's going to be chasing hard with Timothy, because this is a big moment for him. At the moment, his rival championship, Phil Bella, currently P4, but he's in the mix with some good points. Ryan's at the back end here, so he needs to
there's a nice little
take
battle
that.
just here.
Oh,
Sorry to cut
Bella
you
and
off there,
Michael
Cowy.
Cullajar.
Cullajar and Hunter are all in this one really good together.
Mate, no
5
apologies
minutes.
required when we've got action on track, buddy, so cutting and butting just to show it. Just as I said, well, if we don't, buddy, we blink, we're going to miss it.
Oh, exactly.
No!
Oh, boys. Steady she goes.
I don't think they can hear you.
I tell you what, the one who'd be loving this the most would be Matthew Pignata. Because while these boys are fighting, they're slow compared to him just getting out and just punching lap after lap.
I was going to say this might actually be a little bit of a blessing for Bella as well. Because he's been running away with races out of run, and it's made him a good. And now he's made a great move on Cullajar.
Just went right around the outside.
Getting fighting his way through the field and really showing his skills. I mean, he showed us that he's fast. He's out front, they can't catch him. He's now showing us that he's got the racecraft as well to carve his way through the field.
Yeah, 100%. So we see Smalenberg there, he's also done that drive-through. Slot back into P25, so a bit of road ahead for the next 4 minutes to try and get himself back into a position where he can try and mix it with the top 10 at the next section. So
one of the things, because we've got 30 plus cars out there, I mean, he's coming back out and not driving on his own, he's going to be on the Carlton County. So that's always what it looks like he's going to get the job easily done there by letting out the way. So through. All right, well we are.
Denny are in the pits. We've got 2 more in the pit lane, so
That's damage. That must be curb damage,
it's
or do
got
we
to be
need a pit?
damage.
Or do we need a pit? Maybe there's not enough fuel. I think for tonight's race it was 30% fuel, so maybe they don't have enough. They've got a pit.
Will you be? Oh, gee, that just put the water. That looked like. Yeah, Matthew Pignata into the pit lane. Yeah, so maybe the boys do need. Daniel Hunter's followed him as well.
It is fuel options. If you guys know out there in YouTube land, let us know. But I think it's a fairly low fuel limit for tonight. And as a result, these guys, need to pit in our sprint round by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a mix, isn't it? We don't normally see that in a sprint round. We normally see the first one is pretty much a flag to like a lights to flag and they just go, and then the second one's where you normally get that rotation around and the pit stops play a big part. But we're seeing the guys taking a stop pretty early.
25% fuel restriction on the medium downforce setup that they're running tonight. Ooh. So that's why it is. So it definitely is a fuel little, at least a splash. Have a look at the times.
25 seconds.
20 to 25 seconds. So there's no tyres in any of those stops.
No tyres at all. But see, if you're looking at the gap, then you see Thomas Sanderson just got in. Michael Cutter, Braden all pitting.
Yep.
So 25 seconds, that's going to throw those boys down sort of that 15-16 area. So they're all going to be sort of in that mid-pack. They're all going to be fighting for that area. And look who's gone to the top. Our pole sitter, Ryan Houlihan's gone back to the top.
Those guys that pitted at the safety car point, they're the ones that have taken advantage of it.
Yep.
So, unbeknownst to us, you did need to get fuel, and those guys that went at the safety car picked the perfect time to do so.
So now the boys are going to throw themselves out. With only 2 minutes left in this race, they're going to make it very, very hard for themselves to get back through and into that top 10. So our top 10 looking rather interesting right now.
It certainly is. Ryan Houlihan, Jake Dixon and Adrian Loretti. So those 3 guys all ones that pitted on the safety car. So that was a big advantage. Andrew Lydon, or who's that's called around there?
Steve Tonkin, I believe.
It's Steve Tonkin that looped it there. And one of the things with these cars is you lose the rear, and we've seen already guys stepping it out. There's a point of no return.
Well, 100%. I think you're finding a lot of them more stepping it out because they're getting that rear right up onto the curb, and it then offsets the rear of the car. It doesn't give them the same drive traction. These things work better when they're flat and on the ground, and when you push them up on an angle, it just doesn't work. It doesn't like it. It doesn't respond. The car itself just doesn't like it. So it's one of these things. I mean, you want to be fast, and we all know that using a bit of curb can make you fast, but then you've also got to be smart about how you use the curb and when you place the car on it too.
As you said, there's a lot more to driving these things than just shoot.
Oh,
who's that around?
Dean
one of the Sinkovich.
Dean
Is that car damaged? I think I doubt it. We're going to see a safety car with only about 3 minutes left in the race.
Let's have a quick look, mate, and see what he's on. What's he done?
I think Mike's been talking about curb here.
No, he's just... He's just... Yep, got too much on that right foot, and it just... and again, you probably find you had a little bit more steering load in the car as you're trying to come off the corner, being one of the slower corners, and just looped it around.
All right, well, let's keep an eye out. It is Barney waving the white flags. So this is our last lap. Let's go back to the front. There's only about a second between these guys. Ryan Houlihan, Jay Dixon is closing in on him. Then these two are the battle. Can Jay get it done on the last lap? It's going to be hard.
I don't think you make that gap up, not now. But if you're Jay Dixon, you just want to get to the finish, don't you? You just want to roll over and just like, yep, we'll get through and get to the next one.
Another race control, there's a bit going on. Thomas Sanderson looking Daniel Hunter in front of him. Michael Cuttajar, P7. So Michael Cuttajar has shown some great pace. I don't know if he's been caught out a bit or he's chewing up his tyres. Because we saw last week he sort of fell down the order a bit as things went on. So, but it is Ryan Houlihan for Alpha Venturi Racing who puts it P1 for our sprint race, first of our sprint race format tonight. Again, all thanks to Warren and Brown Technologies. It is Jay Dixon for the Downforce Racing group in P2. Matthew Pignata, P3. So a 1 and 3 for the Alpha boys. Daniel Hunter, yeah, P4. Look at that. And Thomas Sanderson bring it up into P5 as one of the JWM machines. So that's a fairly mixed group there, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're looking at guys, I mean, I guess the key for the top 10 is obviously Phil Bella's going to be off the pole in the next one. And that, you know, you're going to put Ryan Houlihan back at 8 in that P10. So we saw a little bit of that carnage early on from that sort of front to mid-pack. So, I mean, when you're looking at a top 10 that's got Ryan Houlihan, Jay Dixon, Matthew Pignata, Daniel Hunter, Michael Cuttajar, Loretti, Sagasta, and Vella, I mean, that's a good top 10. I mean,
it's going to be pretty tight.
Let alone reversing that and having those boys go hard at it. So I'm looking forward to the next one, Cowy, to be honest.
Oh, that's right. It is exciting, and one of the things is it's so hard to catch everything that's going on track. Don't get me wrong, we love it. 30 cars out here is awesome, and but sometimes it makes it hard for you, buddy. Anyway.
Yeah, well, when you're playing with cams and you're grabbing cars and you're seeing battles all over the place, and I mean that's what racing is. I mean you love the excitement, you love to see like I said, you love to see the guys mix it up and get in and have a go because it puts on a good show for us.
That's it. Well, there is the Heat 1 results. So it is Ryan Houlihan, Jay Dixon, Matthew Pignata, Daniel Hunter, Thomas Sanderson with a great drive there. So Alpha Venturi, 4 out of the top 5 cars. So that's a great team result. Michael Cuttajar in P6. Adrian Loretti, the first of the Kittens machines. Daniel Byrne, driver 808 as well, his teammate. Braden Sagassa and Phil Bella. Well, there you go. So that's the top 10. That will be a reverse order for race number 2. Martin Lofthouse he was just inside a second behind Phil. Trying to get that all-important P10. Greg Badley in P12. Timothy Schmalenberg, P13, Andrew Lyden, P14, Scott Barge, David Gallo, Andrew Johnson, Adam Simpson, Steve Tonkin, and Troy Dooley making out our top 20. Now we have our Heat 1 winner here, Ryan Houlihan. That was a fairly interesting race there, buddy, but the pits, only a few of you saw the writing on the wall, and it worked, buddy. Well done.
Yeah, cheers. That safety car was a bit of a blessing and a bit of a curse. I had a bit of an incident with the teammate, so I had to pit on the safety car lap, and basically I was just trying to fuel save right to the end.
So definitely needed fuel. You say you would have had to stop anyway?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if anyone else was fuel saving for the whole way, but that would have been a fair effort if they did.
Well, you came in at P5, so it was just in that window to get home, and it worked, man. I mean, sometimes you've got to throw the dice a little bit when you're mid-pack, and you come away with it.
Yeah, well, I was on pole, and just had a bit of an incident on the safety car, so I had to box that lap. And yeah, basically across the line, we just ran out of fuel across the line, so it worked out really well.
I was going to say, man, so you probably would have stayed out if you didn't have that damage.
Yeah, I would have probably done what everyone else did, just fueled right to the end till they run out, and then
and you said there that you hit your teammate too, did you?
Yeah, shit happens.
I'm thinking that might have actually been a little blessing in disguise, because you probably wouldn't have run away with the victory without stopping under that safety car.
Exactly, it all worked out in the end. Teammate got a podium, so it's all good.
Well, 4 out of the 5 top runners were all Alpha boys, so certainly had a great race 1. It's going to be a bit harder. Race 2, mid-pack. Seems pretty hard to pass around here.
Yeah, the slipstream is just insane. So as long as you can get a good exit and within a couple of tenths, you should be able to just throw a few sends in.
Awesome. So hopefully we'll look forward to seeing you more, buddy. But congratulations on your Heat 1 victory. Let us know who's looking after you boys there.
Yeah, just like to shout out Toyo Sim and Preach Designs for that one.
Awesome, buddy. Well, we'll throw you back to the Wolves. There's certainly a few of them out there on track. It must be awesome having a big field to race in.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just hopefully we can get through cleanly and we're not at the back of the pack.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck. You got anything to say to the man before we throw him out, Rob?
No, mate, just put on the show from P10 at the front there, mate, and hopefully we get to touch you after the main race.
Yeah, cheers, hope so.
Awesome. All right, well, we'll throw him back to the Wolves. Good luck, Ryan, and we'll see you in the next race.
I think we might be getting a race control drop in as well. Ison was going to drop in for a chat between the race after we've done that.
No,
so
we haven't seen him there. But we can see a few of the boys, only a few of the boys there taking a chance to maybe make a little tweak to the setting. Looks like most of the drivers have sort of taken the chance to refresh themselves and get a drink and all that sort of stuff. But
that's a good question, Kelly. Like, what would you do in this situation? Like, okay, you got a 5-minute warm-up. You may have gone out with a slightly different setup, but you may have learnt something from that first race. Would you be keen to make a change and try and test it in this little window of time?
It depends. If it's I'm driving a boat in race 1 and I find something that means I'm not driving like a boat anymore, definitely. But when you're chasing tenths, it'd be one of those things where you're talking about maybe taking a bit of wing out or something like that is adding an extra bit of risk. Well, then that's where do I do it or do I don't? Where you're right on the knife edge.
Yeah,
all right, well, we're going to
let me
bring
get back
up
here.
the grid for this race, and
that's not right. Yes, it is.
It is
Yes,
right
it is.
now. Yep,
Yep.
just had to scroll it up, buddy.
So many buttons.
And it is Phil Bella for Downforce Racing that will lead away our feature race tonight. Braden Sagassa, great race on the weekend in the V8s, and he's now joined us in this open wheel F3 machines. It's great to see him up the front. Daniel Byrne, Adrian Reddy. It's a all kittens row number 2. Michael Tarjar, Thomas Sanderson, Daniel Hunter, Matthew Pignata. So row 4 was an alpha row. Jay Dixon for Downforce Racing and Ryan Houlihan bringing up the top 10. So our P1 and P2 from race number 1. All right, here come the lights, buddy. We get to do it again. It is a 40-minute feature race. 5 lights come on, and F3s once again lighting up Sandown International Raceway. Another good start.
Oh, we got a spin
someone
straight away. Andrew Johnson
Tag.
gone straight across. Now, is that car damaged?
It looks like he's trying to steer it, but it doesn't.
Who's that,
look like
number
it wants to
7?
turn.
Braden Sagassa. That is Braden Sagassa just got a little bit off there.
I somehow get the feeling he's going to struggle to get that back. Might see a tow and a safety car. But
So
Phil
just
Bella.
listen to the radio. Nothing called just yet. Look at the group here just coming up on the first lap there into the back chicane. Yeah, this corner's fast. That corner is very fast.
It's a kid's machine that was going slowly there too, so I think he's had damage. Oh, I think was that Michael Cuttajar? Oh no, Thomas Sanderson bubbling down the order as well.
Dropped, yeah.
Oh.
He's just plummeted. I mean, his battle's all right. Like, we're seeing Braden Sagassa now trying to climb his way back. That's Jay Mack in front of him.
That was Matty Gerard. Just had a big moment as well into the waterside wall there.
That 3.
One looks like.
Look, who's that?
Yeah, no, those cars have maybe suffered a bit of damage early on there. Coming in that fast there. Who's that making a move up the inside? Is that Braden Sagassa?
That's
Braden. He was near the front.
He was P2,
or was he
yeah.
P9?
No, he was P2.
P2, that's right.
Yeah, and he went wide at turn 1 and off on the grass, and cautions out. Looks like he may have a safety car.
No, he's still trying to get the car around, so maybe...
No, there is one that is down at turn 2 or 3, I believe.
I'm trying to work out how you keep a handle on all of those.
Mate, the boys,
He's gone
they're
deep.
crazy. They just pushed on, don't they? Oh, here we go, blinking. Thank you, R-Racing, keep up. Doug Downs has crashed as well.
Yeah, Matty Gerard had a moment. Nathan Birdie's at the back of this pack. Dean Sinkovich at the back of the pack too.
Doug Downs has had a massive wobble of that. Just come up twice. Poor Dougie.
Oh, look at that. There's cars in the rear there. That's at least
Adam
one
Simpson,
kid
Andrew
caught up
Lyden.
in that.
Yeah, Adam Simpson.
Oh,
My goodness.
seeing them fly everywhere. I know these cars have wings, buddy, but we're not talking about flying, are we?
We're not talking about Red Bull, no, not usually wings. Boys, the wings are for downforce. Usually make you go faster, but...
And so far, no safety car called, so, so those drivers with damaged cars have made it back to the pit. That was a little teammate exchange there, I think. Daniel Hunter leading Matthew Bernard of Peru. So, but wow.
Oh, standing Hunter there. Yeah, there's battles all down this back. We've got one there with Stephen Tonkin, and he's getting on the back of Darren Fahey there, just in P15.
Driver 808 finds himself in P2 up the front of the field, one of the Kittens machines. Though he is behind Phil Bello, who we've seen up there front time and time again.
And Phil's got a nice gap too. Out in the front there, he's got a nice gap. He's going to probably manage that now until the pit stops, start to roll through, trying to get a bit more of a buffer zone. Michael Cuttajar there on the back of Adrian already. Look at this up the back. This is not where you want to try and make.
Was there a contact there?
Touch. I don't know. I'm not.
Adrian's on the radio, so maybe there was contact there.
He's blowing up. We can actually go back to that pass. We can actually analyse that and have a bit of a look here at what's may have gone on.
A tiny bit of contact, I think.
Or I think we might need to go to our rear chase now. We'll go back. We'll just have a bit of a look. We'll go far chase.
It's close. It's close. It's certainly possible. I know he's trying to use everything in the draft there. Code in there. I don't know.
Hey, race control. We'll leave that one up to you.
That's it.
That's what they get
But
paid
we'll
the
keep
big
an eye
bucks
out
for.
and see what they've got to say. But there is, Michael has put up a sorry in chat there, so maybe feeling like we made contact. We'll have to see what race control's got to say. But it is our feature race here at SRW for the F3s tonight. And it's been one sprint round under our belt. We are into race number 2. Don't forget, if you're out there in YouTube, Facebook land, give us a shout out, say hi, let us know what you're thinking and who you're loving watching the racing out there.
We'll see
Just have a look at the chat.
Back up 3 spots now from where he started, so he's obviously just moving forward from his P10 start after that race 1 win.
Well, he's done more than that because he was a fair few positions down there after that safety car, so carving his way through the field. I know the JWM guys are getting a great bit of shout out from YouTube there. Great to see the support from you guys, and we'd love to have you on board. Talking of on board, Mr. Tyson McAvoy, one of our race controllers, and jumped into the chat, buddy. How's it looking from a race control point of view with F3s, 30 of them around the straight?
Well, 30 cars around Sandown, and let alone F3s, where they can't touch the actual curtain. We got a drive through coming through.
That was Michael Cuttajar for that contact we had a look at. Contact there.
Oh, that's
Adam Simpson having a run on the grass. Doing some TikTok lawn mowing there.
I think that might have been Stephen just showing him the outside door there too.
I think Stephen might have just escorted him out there. Oh no. Oh, he's done the big block up and slide there, Stephen Sinkovich, as he comes down and we'll see if we'll hang with this for a little bit, see if Adam can get the move done. He's definitely looking the goods on the back of Steven Sigovich here, Cowley.
There's a fair bit going on at the start of both of these races, Tyson. Yeah, you guys got your work cut out for it.
Well, the start of this race was quite interesting. So I was watching from the back of the field, and just one car. I don't know if you guys captured it, but the one car that spun out as we see Adam Simpson taking a curve there, and really using all the track to get that pass done into turn 1. So a great move from Adam there.
And Stevens on the ceremonial spin on camera.
There he goes. Spinning each other again.
We seem to do it every time we get on Stephen, and he just rotates the car.
Good old Stephen. Loves
He
to
must
spin it
know.
around.
He must know. Every time he gets on
must get
camera,
the
he's going to
feeling.
rotate. He must know the camera's on him. He's like, time to rotate.
Yep, it's either rotate and mow the lawn or smack it into someone. But the race start's been good. I was expecting a lot more carnage, but only a few incidents. As I said, at the start of this race, we had one car do a nice self-spin, and Dean taking very evasive action right at the back of the field. But apart from that, as we see, car in the sand pit there.
Another kick. Is that Andrew Lydon? That's
That was
now he's
Andrew
have to wait
Lydon.
for a bit of a cold field to come through. Yeah.
That's Andrew Lydon. He was tumbled in the water.
Yep, he's rolling back onto the track now. He's back and going again. Dropped a lot of positions.
Well, I think things must be a bit serious in the camp of the Kittens boys, because I didn't get any inside goss this week. So maybe they actually been practicing and concentrating hard, because the DFR boys and the Alpha boys have come out firing this season.
Yeah,
And that incident as well involving Andrew, he actually made a lock-up. I think he was defending a position into turn 1. He made a lock-up and just rotated the car. So it's a bit unfortunate there for the car 701.
Well, we know that you've had a bit of a try at driving these things, and what are your thoughts on them, Tyson? They're a bit of a knife edge, or is that grip a cliff again, where you don't know where the edge is?
Well, it's a car that I've never really attacked with and driven. So as you probably could see over the last few race guides, it was very hard for me to battle without making contact, because I like to bump doors and dive and have a really hard battle. It's just how I go, and I think we would have seen that during TCR over the last few weeks. But and they've got to jump in this car, I've got no idea. And these guys have got serious pace.
We'll have a look at Troy Dooley there at the moment. I was going to give Troy a shout out for the great battle last night I had with him in the V8 Amateur Series. Daniel Hunter running P6 at the moment. He looks like he might have let Ryan through as well. So I think he's running a bit of shotgun for a couple of his teammates. But we
Looks like
saw him
Nathan
pick
Jones
up
just
one.
crashed.
We're out of the
Ooh.
Two
What's
cars
that?
off,
Sorry?
down at Dandenong.
It looks like Nate. Yeah, that looks like Dean Sigovich and getting.
Oh, that's broken.
Oh,
That car's broken. It's going nowhere, so there's going to be a safety car, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to have to jump out of here, boys. So
All right, buddy. Good
is it
luck.
for me, guys, and enjoy the rest of the call.
And don't crash the beamer, buddy.
Thanks, Cowy. Thanks, Rob.
Well, Tyson McAvoy, our race
that's,
control. Yeah, he's given up on the F3. He said he can't drive it.
I mean, for me personally, I've driven these. I love these cars. I think these are a lot of fun to drive. But they do take a different skill set. They're not a GT car. They're not something that's got a lot of, forgive me say it, they do have a lot of like knife edge. It feels like you're always on it, and if you overstep, you know you've missed it.
I've
But
seen a few of the guys coming in and take advantage of the safety car to pit. The rule generally is if you can get 10 laps into a race and then pit with the safety car, you'll take it every day. A few of the guys going for track position, only Greg Bradley staying out in the track position. So that's an interesting call from Greg. Though, if his idea is to get himself on the stream, well, then he's perfectly done that. But yeah, look,
I mean, he might be onto
onto
something here, Cowy, because I mean they are only 11 minutes in. They've got, what is it, a 40-minute race? They've still got over half an hour. He could be running that two-stop strat. He could be running to the end of the fuel, load up, go again, and then splash and go. So I
I
don't know.
can't see it, man. I can't see it because we saw that the guys had to pit a about 14 laps in on race 1, 15, 16 laps in race 1, so we might get another 3 laps. And perhaps, again, that strategy opens up to maybe 3 stop instead of 4.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
25%, man. It's like these. It's only 25 litres without knowing the burn. And if you know the fuel burn out there in YouTube land, please let us know.
Yeah, I've done no practice this week to get that number, so I can't help you there, bud.
I'm glad you're enjoying the commentary out there, Tim. Entertainment, well, that is our game here. I am a muso by trade, so I'd like to think, well, I think Mum said I should have been a politician. But instead, I'm here calling this great action. So, and Rob's doing all right. Come out of his shell from behind the scenes, buddy. So,
I know I'm normally on a Thursday night call with the prototypes and the 86s, mate. So this for me, the F3s are just like the 86s. There's always a lot of action on track, and there's always a lot of things going on. So.
Well, I was going to say that I was on race control, just letting a few of the guys that lap down get that lap back, which is great to see. I was racing the Radicals last season. We're not racing the Radicals, people made way for the prototypes and that. But it's probably the closest car to the F3s. Now, one of the things I found with the Radical was you would push hard into a corner, and then the next lap you push harder, and there'd be more grip. And it almost like, you've got to trust the downforce to get speed out of these cars. Obviously, the issue is finding where that clip is and how much trust you can give it. But is it very much the same in the F3s? You've really got to throw it in hard and hope it sticks?
Yeah, I mean, look, Cowy, to be honest, like I said, I've driven this quite a fair bit. And yeah, I'd say you're very close with the Radical, more so the SR8. I haven't driven the SR10 much, but the SR8 and this kind of feel very similar. If you trust the downforce and you trust the grip, you find generally you'll yield a nice little benefit from it. But you'll get so confident that you'll throw it in knowing what you can do, and then guess what? Yeah. You got ice under your tyres, you got nothing. So you know what I mean? So
yeah.
You've kind of got to feel the car, like you've got to feel what's going on. But I find these things definitely over-temp the tyres if you push too hard. So just playing in that window is probably where you want to be at. You just want to stay within the safe zone on the tyre. And then from there, you just, you find you get a longevity out of the tyre. But
Tom Riley just asking if we're having issues with trading paints. Yeah, it's been a bit of a theme this week, buddy. We've had a bit of issues. Tried to sort of refresh the paints a couple of times through the season. You'll note that tonight's stream has been split into 3 parts, I think. It's an intro that went nowhere, and then, we got the TCRs in. We missed a bit of the qualifying for both of these tonight, but we were trying to get those paints loaded. So we do apologise if things aren't working. Please, guys, at your end, when you watch back, the drivers, when you're watching back, please make sure you've got your right paints loaded and all that stuff. Let us know in the chat. We're doing our best, we're trying, but sometimes, there's things beyond our control, and
technology doesn't like to
that's the way it happens.
It's funny because the TCR worked beautifully, didn't it? Everything loaded beautifully, everything was perfect. You come in here, which has been perfect for the last 2 weeks. This has been the one session that doesn't normally falter, and now this is just, I don't know. I don't know what Trading Paints has done or what's going on, but the updater just doesn't want to work. And, I can't figure it out.
It's the headaches we need as we're getting ready for a broadcast.
Yeah, right. Oh no! So yeah, to all our fans, all our race partners and stuff, we do apologise for the technical glitch. It is an issue with Trading Paints just not updating for whatever reason. You'll see if you watch back the broadcast, we did reset it even during the broadcast, and they all flashed out, went white, and then they all come back, and Trading Paints just didn't like it. So we do apologise.
Well, we're about to go live again, buddy. The safety car pulling away from the field. Again, we do appreciate your support, and joining us here at SRWTV. Of course, we cannot bring these broadcasts without the help of all of our sponsors. Warren and Brown Technologies, our major sponsor this season. The promo department safety car that you saw driving off into the sunset there. Again, great to have this. Also, our other sponsors, Fast Track Experiences, Racecraft, Grim Industries, Toyota Sim, Melville Equipment Corps, and Dragon RC. Now we get to watch how Phil Vella handles this. I think last week we showed that he's prepared to go early, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him jump rather than bunch the field up.
I think he's really going to wait until the left-hander, and then he'll probably nail it off the corner. He might even go a little bit wider here on the entry to run it way out wide and go. Yep, that's exactly right.
Straight away. Probably a safe option with 29 F3s behind you too. So if you try and bunch it up, we might have seen a whole heap of carnage. Alright,
yeah,
so...
Well, I mean, with the restart here, you definitely want to try and get this straight as long as you can, because that's top speed, isn't it? So top speed, faster you go.
Don't pay having a bit of there on Scotty Bargent. Scotty Bargent up inside the top 10.
That's
He's
the
having
gas
a good
and
drive so far.
as well.
Yeah. You see here, you know, these guys lost a little bit of temp in the tyres and using all the curb there.
The gas are giving it a little bit of extra right foot.
Oh, you can see
nice
here a nice
Oh, someone gone around him back. That's Stephen Sink. Stephen again.
Oh, no, Steve. No,
He's
Steven.
gone around again.
Oh, I haven't used the hashtag tonight. I was hoping we might avoid using it, but hashtag Spinnavic
We'll
come out again.
We'll pop back there and have a quick look at what Mr. Sinkovich has done. This is going to be curb, Cowy. Bang, right there. Just unsettles the car. Yep. No, he didn't. Okay, he kept it there.
He's done all right at that point.
It looks good.
No, it's maybe the car's in front.
It's the same thing that he did before. So while he's got steering load on, he's trying to jump on that loud pedal. And these cars won't respond to that as well as you would like. When you've got full load on, like full lock on, and you're trying to jump on the throttle, it's only going to do one thing and go round. I think that's what we're seeing there.
Trying to make a move there as well. That run inside there. Doug Gowan's in this as well. Thomas Sanderson. Look at him.
Let's get on the nose of Thomas Sanderson here and just...
I was going to ask if these guys are driving M3s and playing poker because there's not a card shuffle going on.
Oh, man. How would you like to be out there, Cowy? I mean, how would you like to be out there? Oh, look at that. Oh.
To be honest, man, if I wasn't here commentating, I'd probably be out there driving these things. I loved driving the SR8 Radical. It was a weapon. And this is probably the closest car to that. And it's one of those things, I'm sure you might see me out there, but one of the great things with the commentary side of it is I've been commentating the F3s from day one. So I've got a good rapport with a lot of the drivers. That's why I'm able to get that bit of inside information. They'll feed me some nice tidbits. You know, the Kings guys must be concentrating tonight because they haven't given me a skerrick of dirt on each other. You know, Matthew Pignata was trying to light the fire so the Alpha Venturi would hit the wall. I don't know if you want to get into too bit of war with kicks because I'll scratch you to death. But, you know, but it's great that we've got 3 or 4 teams that have, I think it's 4 teams now that have got 4 or 5 cars at least each.
That's a good pass.
Good pass from Adam Simpson there. Troy Dooley smart enough to get out of the way. He's a smart driver, Troy. Oh, is that right on the back of him, Michael Falzon?
That's Falzon, yeah.
Hard.
I mean, right behind him is Andrew Lydon.
Well, I know Michael, he was a lap down earlier, so he'd be loving the fact he's back on the lead lap and right in the middle of things. We are coming up to about halfway through our feature race here, and it is Phil Vella, who is in P1 ahead of driver 808, Daniel Byrne for Kids Racing.
Stephen again. He's lit up with another crash.
Oh, and Michael, I think it was Dean that had it off there as well, by the looks of it. Well, that was a bit earlier.
I might have been a bit earlier, yeah. Phil Bella's just out the front. I mean, oh, that's a nice one. Pignata and Byrne. Oh, look at this. Straight up the inside.
and I'm sure that was fairly toe-hectic and affected, sorry, and a great exit. So good work there from Matthew Pignata up into P2.
That's a good pass. That's a well-structured pass too. And we talk about it, setting up the car in front, so using that draft, using every little bit you can, and then just getting that pass made. So it was a good pass there by Matthew Pignata.
Well, we did have Ryan Houlihan, our race 1 winner, to say that the code is quite effective. A nice shot there, so it is giving these guys a chance to battle and pass each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so a couple of those incidents. Adrian Loretti's had a moment. What's happened there? He's plummeting down the order. The race control just advising that a couple of incidents there were no further action, so a bit of rubbing, but maybe no blame. All right, so let's have a look and see what happens to Adrian.
Turn 1.
He's turned in and just maybe cooked it a bit.
No, turn 1. Close.
T1.
Down into the tooth. Oh, he's just.
That's
bang.
And that's going to hurt. That tyre, that left tyre is broken now. Alright, is that Sanderson on the radio? So something's happened up front here. Michael Cuttajar, he was quick in the SR8s. Great to see him come over and join the F3s. And he has shown his pace with these cars, but he was very quick in the SR8. So one of those guys that I couldn't catch, that's for sure.
I mean, we'd love to get Michael Cuttajar in here and just find out how do these compare with the SR8s, because again, he was such a likeable and fast racer in that SR8.
Well,
so
I thought you were going to say weapon, and I was going to agree with you. He wasn't a weapon that big.
He's definitely fast.
Well, these are the other guys here on board here. Having a look at Jay Dixon with Downforce Racing. Him and Phil Vella. Well, these two have come in, joined the season, and so far are just lighting it up. Phil out front for our feature race, and seeing that Jay there, he's already had one podium in round 1 and got into a bit of a incident, I think, last week. But has come and joined the league, and it's great to see his competitive nature. And these guys are bringing their friends. When you've got 4 teams that have got 5 or more cars, that's 20 cars,
That's exactly right.
teams.
And that in itself is going to breed into team battle, isn't it? Like, it's going to breed that, you talk about the Kittens and the Alpha Venturas, it's going to breed that kind of connection and that racing. And I mean, these boys don't just race here. I mean, they race in other categories, they race against each other, so they know, what to expect from their fellow competitors. They know they can...
We can see that.
The
JWM Esports boys there having a little bit of a battle as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
right.
Dean Singovich running currently in P20 and Troy Dooley cutting him down. So, and looks like Troy's got a nice run here, so this might be another one of those moves we're going to see. Oh, Jay Dixon's had a little moment. Has he squeezed Ryan there a little bit?
I don't know. Nothing lit up on the pass Ryan, so not sure.
Well, he was on the radio there.
Matthew
Braden's Gasser and Michael Cuttajar fighting for that inside run. Alright, is that someone else that's gone deep there? Who's that? Out in the weeds.
Oh, that looks like it was Manny Drive. Way out there. It's actually 2 cars because Dean Sinkovich also went off there as well.
Oh, Thomas Sanderson's just been issued with the black flag for contact on lap 18, so that's going to put him down the order, though he is already something a bit.
Straight in on it though, did you see that? Like he was straight there, so it's probably not a bad thing. And when you talk about these penalties, if it's called at the right time, it can sort of play into your hands a little bit because you're kind of worried there on pit lane, so you can get in and out and be done.
Well, it's one of those things where you can minimise the pain. It's always going to hurt. Yeah. I've suffered a fair few myself, man, so... and I've already got one this season, V8, so...
It looks like Ryan
they hurt.
So Ryan Houlihan did call for something to be investigated, so keep our ears on that there with race control. So something
Now
definitely
in
happened there.
P6 at the moment, and he's chasing down Scotty Bargent with the area 51 Simmer. Scott's got a bit of curb there. He did well to bring that up because they had the inside curve. That would have upset heaps. But you can see here that has given Ryan a run on him. Can Ryan get close enough to set it up the inside? Oh, he's having a look.
Oh, he's going to send it.
He's
for
got it
sure.
done. Got it
He's
done.
got-
Well,
Just
we're seeing cars yield there. You know, or not even yield, they can't do anything about it.
a little bit inside
It's
behind
gonna-
Scotty. That's Darren Fahey.
Darren Fahey, yeah, he's having to cover Scotty.
Oh! I'm pretty sure that front wing definitely touched the rear of that car.
Now, I can't see any damage in the diffuser there, but it's definitely one of the things, you know, he a little bit of curb hit, made a bit of a mistake. That's given a speed advantage to Darren. He's done
Oh,
well.
he's got it.
Darren
Yeah,
played
yeah.
that smart, though. He
Yeah.
played that smart. He didn't try to get it done 2 corners ago. He waited for a toe down the straight.
Yeah, well, he set
Smart
that
racing
pass up
there.
and he just used that pace that he had with that extra little bit and he just went forward.
Oh, who's that around?
That,
Is that Michael Stevens? It's tumbling down the order, I think.
no, Stevens in a pit lane.
Stevens in pit lane.
Thomas
so who was that
Sanderson.
was turned around? Oh, was
Thomas
it?
Sanderson, yeah. Thomas Sanderson
No.
off track, so he's now going down the lap as well. So that just compounded that black flag, hasn't it, for Thomas, unfortunately. He's just...
Close battle here. Scott Barge and Darren Fahey, great pass last lap. And he's trying to hunt back, take advantage of that thing. Phil Bell on the radio there as well. Okay, these two pitting now. So we're starting to get to the edge of that fuel window for the guys that pitted on lap 11.
And that's lap 24, Cowy, with only 15 laps left to go.
Yeah, so
So-
I think you're looking at about 11, 12 laps stepped.
Did these guys pit? Oh, yeah, because that's his second stop.
Tim Visser in the
Ooh.
chat asking what are the colours of the input means. I think it's yellow if the battle is within a second, and it goes to orange if the battle's within half a second. So that's why we keep an eye on the timing, have a quick look over and see where the battles are on track. You see Michael Cuttajar, if you're watching timing now, is gone under 0.3 now. And that's why it's orange. Where Scott Bargent is at 0.5. Now it's blown out again. So that's what those colours
Bella's just
give us
pulled.
an idea of where the action's happening. And look
Bill
at
Bella
it.
just jumped in
They're
the pit
everywhere.
lane. So is
Well,
Michael
well, they're-
Matthew Pignati, Daniel Byrne and Daniel Hunter all in the pit lane. Ryan Houlihan just
Yep.
gone in as well.
Well, they're all in that window. Andrew Lydon's the interesting one because he pitted on lap 18. So he's a little bit out of sync that I can see here on the list. Trying to see where anyone else pitted. If there is anyone else that's sort of out of sync like that. Because sometimes that can be an interesting play because it's slightly out of
Nick
sync.
Schmalenberg's, he went in on lap 12.
That
Benny
would be-
Matezic went in
be
on
the-
13. But no, it looks like Andrew Lydon's the only one that went in around that lap 17, 18 mark. So you definitely have to
So he
see.
pitted, I
that
think
can
he
play in
pitted
these
on that early, safety car. Oh, sorry, he pitted early to prepare the car, I think it was. So that's why he's out. I think we're looking at, what, 12 laps a stint? So that's why we're seeing 20, 11, 12, 25 around there.
Did I
So
see
maybe
that?
those guys that extended by an extra second, that
Jay
extra lap.
Dixon just got a black flag. That might have
he
been that,
did
that contact with.
with Ryan, I
Oh.
think. Okay.
87 also
Contact
just got
forcing another driver off track was Jay Dixon and now Matt
Matt
Lofthouse.
Lofthouse, yeah.
And he had contact with Jay Dixon. Oh, okay. So looks like maybe Jay's contacted someone and then Bart's contacted Jay. So it's like a love
been a
triangle. I think, what's
it's been a
going on
little concertina there, hasn't it?
there. Oh,
But-
wow.
Again, it's hard. Like sometimes when you're racing these things, like these don't have generic brake lights, so you're not really seeing where the next guy's braking. You just,
There's no brake light, you're right.
you're
that
just
light
racing, and then all of a
flashes
sudden, oh, there's a car there. Honk. Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't mean to give you a bit of a tap there, but what do you do? Oh, we just see
Oh,
Michael. Oh, who's that?
Michael
Is that
Cuttajar with a
88?
spin.
Is that Triple Eight? That's Timothy Schmalenberg. That's a Triple Eight there of Timothy Schmalenberg. So,
So let's see what happened there.
It doesn't look like he's got any damage there, Cutter-Jar, though. So he might be able to get away with that.
Okay, so maybe not contact, just a spin on the
Maybe
grass.
just a spin, yeah. Daniel Hunter's really looking pacey on Daniel Byrne here.
Well, we are inside the last 10 minutes of our feature race here tonight, guys. SRW TV, this is round 3 of our F3 series. It is the battle for the Ashes. Oh,
it's all going on. Is that Adrian Loretti back there? It is.
yeah, I think Steven Singovich getting lapped and he's trying to find a place where he can get out of the way of people and see
Someone's
everyone trying to use him as a
bit
draft.
No. Oh, look at the move here. Falzon. Looked like Falzon up the inside there. That was a nice move.
No, nice move.
Or was that Adam Sims? No, that was definitely Falzon.
Yep.
That
Hey, that's a good recovery from Michael because he had a bit of an issue. Well, I think he copped a drive-through penalty early on in the race, so he's now recovering. Oh, avoid his teammate there with it.
He's up 17 spots, same as Doug Gowan, up 17.
Yeah, nice.
And
Mike
the
Fowler's
biggest,
up 16. Though.
Darren Fahey, he's 6, up 18 spots.
And running P6 at the moment, so he's having a great run. Only 8 minutes remaining, guys. Of course, if you are enjoying the show and you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe, and that way you don't miss out on any of the action here at SRW TV. Give us a like on those videos, and follow us on the social, all that sort of stuff. And, well, are we going to see another pit stop before the end here?
Nah, not
These guys got
now.
enough to get home.
100%. I think you're talking 11 laps, 12
Oh,
laps.
he's beached.
He is.
We're going to...
He's broken.
it might be another safety car.
Oh.
Wow. This is
Yeah.
drama.
So, do you take a splash now? Do you top up and guarantee yourself a finish?
No. Well, no. Unless it's really marginal, but, you know, a lap or two under the safety car would be a third burn would do. So that extends that to go by a couple, but there it is. Race control has called out the safety car. So we'll have to see if anyone's a bit marginal on fuel. Do they start coming in? So let's keep an eye on Ryan here. Does he go in? No,
I guess the question,
fuel.
Would you chance... Oh, who's that? Who just peeled in? Darren Fahey and Braden Sagassa.
Yep, so who... And was it Andrew Biden that was out on that outside order? So... Alright, so maybe those guys were pretty marginal. We didn't, you know, Ryan got an extra lap longer, so maybe he's done enough to get himself to the end or he's rolling the dice. I love it when that strategy comes into a play, you know. Are they going to make it, are they not? You know, it just adds a bit of spice, buddy.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. Absolutely. That's what you want to see. You want to try and, you know, see if you can guess what the boys are doing and crack on with it. But, I mean, I think if you... I mean, in this position, when you've got... Where is it now? It's going to be 11 laps left. 10, maybe... Oh, wow. Maybe 9. That's what J-Mac there. It was.
I reckon
John
we're going to have
McHenry.
less than that. It says 10 on the thing, but, you know, we're only
we're
about
only
6 minutes to go. 6 minutes to go. We're not going to get 10 laps in.
No, we're not. At least give them time certainty. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very likely this could finish behind the safety car. And
I don't think it'll finish under the safety car, but I wouldn't be surprised.
It'll only be a one lap at most.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know.
It'll only be
Well,
a
the
one
safety
lap.
car just. So I did hear on the radio the safety car telling the drivers to go through. So maybe he was waiting at the edge of pit lane for the leader to try and minimise that time.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we see him bunch up now on the back straight there. There's a.
Alright, so race control just explaining why they did that.
Yeah.
So he's trying to bunch it all up so that they can hopefully go live really quickly.
87 or so that's Martin Lofthouse. So we saw him beach there with that what appeared to be broken right corner of the rear and just not being able to drive back out of there, which is a shame.
Well, I think that was Timothy Schmalenberg that might have had contact with car 20. Who's car 20? That was Michael Cutter-Jar. So there was contact there because Timothy's received the black flag as well. So race controls had to, raise the long arm of the law tonight on a couple of occasions. But as we said before, we don't mind seeing the guys have a go. I'm sure there's no malice in it. It's all about trying to race hard.
Oh, 100%, Cowy, 100%. I mean, you're a racer, mate. I'm a racer. We've been there. You know, you just want to race hard. You don't want to ruin anyone's race intentionally. You're not trying to do that. But, you know, sometimes it just happens. It just, you can't avoid it.
Well, F3's at Sandown with its curves and tight angles, you know, and a good draft and slipstream. And so it's creating nice little shuffles out there, and, you know, we're seeing guys fight for track position. So it's exciting, and that's what we want here at SRWTV. And this F3s, man, I've seen them grow from that first screen of about 15 cars, and now we're regularly getting 30 plus cars out on the grid. And as we said before, teams bringing a whole bunch of their drivers over to join the series.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'd love to see more cars, mate, to be honest. I'd love to see 40 cars, 50 cars on circuit. Like, these things are just... I love these cars, and the more on circuit, the better. The better the racing, the better the quality of racing. You know, I just love these cars.
Linton Wills with a comment of an Abu Dhabi flashback here. So are you thinking Matthew Pignata on fresh rubber on Phil Vella? I think they all pitted about the same time.
They all pitted lap 24 there at the front, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see the same sort of imbalance of a Mercedes.
The top six.
Red Bull, Big Butt.
The top six all pitted lap 24. So they're all going to be about the same sort of...
Safety car is pulling away, buddy, so we're about to go live. We are 3 minutes to go, so it's probably going to be this lap, maybe one more. I think it's only going to be 2 laps. Let's keep an eye on Barney and see if he's waving that white flag as these guys come over. So I don't think he is going to be, so it's going to be... it's not a black and white checker as they refer to it in NASCAR. I think we're going to get an extra lap. Let's have a look. Can we see Barney waving a flag? No. So, yeah, we will get 2 laps of racing here. And a great jump from Phil Vella again, mate.
He's got those restarts down, doesn't he, Cowy? Like, he knows when he wants to go. He knows what he's got to do. And he just seems to catch the pack napping.
Look at the battle spine there. Kittens, 2 of the kittens, they're swapping positions. That Andrew Lyden, he's... Andrew's being lapped. Yeah, so he's just getting out of the way there.
No, he's backing him up too.
Trying to use him for they're trying to use him as a draft.
And Singovich has crashed again. Stephen had an absolute shocker tonight. And it's always been in that same corner too. It's
Daniel Byrne for 808. He's got himself up into 4th there with a nice move on Ryan Houlihan. Can he get it done to get a kitten on the podium? Well, it's looking Daniel Hunter, Matthew Pignata, P3, P2, Phil Vella. I'm sure these Alpha boys are going to protect each other. We'll have to see. Let's have a look. Is Barney waving the white flag? He is, so it will be one more lap here for our feature race for the F3s. Freighter Sagassa on the radio as well. There's a fair bit happening. Well, anything on the radio is going to be post-race now.
Inside. Scotty Bargent. Is he going to make a signal one? Yeah, beautiful pass.
Got it done. Can Scotty bite back? No, Dave's just on the inside there to make sure that there was no move there. But this is the final lap, so mate, we'll be able to breathe once this race finishes. It's been pretty crazy, but wow.
Feels like we haven't stopped breathing for like 39 minutes, mate. Oh, it's been great fun.
Oh.
Right? I mean, look at this, though. I mean, the commanding restarts have given really Phil Vella the ultimate sort of safety window, haven't they?
He just gets out in front and doesn't make a mistake. So, you know, he's a smooth operator. And he has done for round 1 and 2. We have Phil Vella for DVR Racing take out another one of our races here for round 3. P10 in the first race. I don't know if he'll take out the round victory. Matthew Pignata, P2.
Can I just highlight something? Phil Vella, not only did he set the best lap of the race, he just did it on the last lap of the race.
No complacency there. He's not taking it easy on the last lap.
Yeah, he wasn't hanging around, was he? He's like, I want to get out, boys. I need a beer.
No.
I needed some sleep. I'm out of the door. Let's go. So he just
Oh,
did a 103.75. Impressive.
Linton on the comment there saying they could have waved the lap cars through. Maybe they could have, maybe we probably would have only got one lap of racing unless we got 2 laps there. So I think race control did say on the radio that they try and do what they can to give the guys as much time to battle out there. It's just one of those things. When we're having such great fun, it tends to go too quick. And that's what's happened again tonight.
Look at this. Phil Miller's going to rock up. He's going to need a picnic and a blanket, I think. Wait for these boys to join him on the grid here.
Oh, that's it.
I mean...
Well, I think that Phil's taken out the feature race, but I would be thinking who we have win our
Look,
race
where are the
number
rest of the
one.
boys? Oh, here they are. They're way down the back straight. Oh, the front straight, sorry.
So, Matthew Pignata, David Gallo was 10 spots up. It's going to be interesting to see. Not sure who's going to take out the round victory. I think it might be Phil's. I wouldn't be surprised if Matthew Pignata comes away with the points tonight too. Up 6 spots for his P2 finish, so that meant he put it P3 in race number 1. And he's put a P2 in race number 2, so I'd say it's probably his round victory. But I'm probably not that good at maths to be able to do quick calculations in my head, but I think that's probably the way it's going to be.
How good's that shot right there, Cowy?
It is, man.
The
And
Penrite
who's doing
Bridge.
the bird out in the background?
I was going to say,
That's
someone's out there
Spinovich
just... Yeah.
That'd be Spinovich at the background, just making sure he lives up to his name there.
That's
No,
that's amazing. I mean, what a race. I mean, those boys really put on the show tonight, didn't they?
well, you could. I mean, I came in here with a not trepidation, but a bit of the thought, thinking, are we going to get some good racing here at Sandown? But this track, it does seem to, I don't know, suit the car, but the car is able to, battle each other, and there's enough of a toe there to give them advantage into T1, and and there's enough tighter places that mean you've really got to be committed and get the pass done, so that you're not going too wide through 2 and 3. But
yeah, well, you definitely can't go too wide down at 2 and 3. I mean, the change of direction is so fast and it narrows so quickly that you definitely can't get in there. But we've got our, what we got in there? We've got our top 3 in the.
Yeah, so let's bring in Daniel
greenery.
Hunter.
Bring
in Daniel Hunter, our P3 finisher in our feature race tonight. How was it going out there, Daniel? It looked pretty crazy, man. Plenty of action.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the craziest races I've ever been in. From race 1's hecticness, having to fend off Phil and the rest of the guys behind me, to race 2's safety car restart at the end. It was crazy from, green flag to checkered flag.
Well, coming into tonight, did you think there'd be as many passes and opportunities to pass at this track that we actually saw tonight?
Yeah, I think there was always a notion of not being able to pass at this track. I think you've got to be very creative to at least make passes work, and then to counter that, you also have to be very creative to defend said passes. So it's a really good test of driver skill. You could be quick in the car and qualified P1, but if you can't defend or you can't attack, then really you've really got no hope at keeping it. It was incredible.
Well, we saw that the toe was quite effective down the main straight there into T1, and again sort of down the back. So we saw a few of you guys, once you got into a train of 4 or 5 cars, it was almost like the F1s with everyone having DRS, wasn't it?
It was. I think we worked it out to be like 3 or 4 tenths of lap time down the straight if you were in the toe across the lap. So yeah, it's basically like having DRS essentially.
Well, it's great to see you make it up onto the podium, Daniel. You're new with us here at SRW. I believe so. Am I right?
Yes, you're correct. Yeah,
Wow, okay.
It's I signed up for this season after recommendations from my other teammates Pigger and Thomas Sanderson. They recommended it to me, and me and Hooli have jumped aboard to come and try and do our best and make what we can for the team.
Well, you have put it P3 for your team tonight, buddy. So congratulations, and let us know who's giving you guys all the support out there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Big shout out to our sponsors, Vesbar, Preach Designs, of course, making our wonderful livery tonight, Impression Signs, and Toyosim. We couldn't do it without them. They give us the motivation to go out here every week and race in such a wonderful series. And also a big shout out to my teammate Thomas Sanderson, Hooli, and Pigger. They were incredible tonight. We really worked together as a team well. And just a big shout out to all the AV boys for supporting us through this. It's not an easy series to be competitive in. So without them driving us and motivating us, we couldn't do it.
Awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations on your P3, and I'm sure we'll see you fighting up near the front in races to come, buddy. So well done.
Thank you so much, guys.
Alrighty, so let's bring Matthew into the room as well. Oh, hang on, I've dragged him into the wrong room, Rob. There we go.
No, you don't want to drag him out there, mate. We need to talk to this guy because that was a stellar run.
So, Matthew, I might have made a bit of a joke to you last week that, what did I call you, Michael? Didn't I? Someone made that on the screen.
Yes.
So I came back and I said, well, at least I didn't call you a pinata. And then you came back saying that that's pretty close to how you're supposed to pronounce your name anyway. Is that right?
Yeah, that's my last name is Pinata. So I know on stream it's been, I get it all the time. So I'm not fussed about my last name. It's just.
Daniel might have just been calling you Piggy there, or a variation of that. So
yeah, I got my nicknames. So
well, tonight, mate, you weren't a stuffed toy getting smashed by the other cars. I think you probably were a bit last week. How was it out there, man, battling in the middle?
Was very good in the first race. Definitely got a good start. So jumped straight from P4 to P2 behind my teammate Ryan. So that was really good to get going, and was able to stretch a lead out with Daniel doing amazing defending in the first race. So I was able to get a bit of a lead. So it gave me a comfortable pit stop. I didn't have to push too hard. I was able to stay in front of the guys that were behind him as well. So it was really good.
What you're saying is that race 1 was a boring race for you, teammates in the car.
Pretty much.
I was hearing
Reached
that,
off my teammates and got a nice podium, so that was good. But I think the win at Sandown is just eluding me at the moment. I've got all podiums in every single race. I just can't get a win here.
Well, Phil is quick, mate. Him and Jay are both showing some pace at times here. So, but it is good to see that. We know that you guys have got 5 or 6 cars out there. The Kittens boys are the same, and the JWM boys, and now you've got these DBR Muggles coming in with 2 cars. Are you worried they might bring more in as well?
I hope not. At least I hope for next season, but keep it at least the 2 of them for this season, and then we can have a good battle for the team's championship, because it's shaping out pretty good at the moment. They're showing some good pace, so it's good to see that we got a huge attendance for this series, which is really good, and a big jump up from last season as well.
Yeah, well, 30 plus cars out there. It's going to be pretty exciting. And Sandown, it actually brought out some good racing. That tow down both the straights gave you guys opportunities to make passes.
Yeah, for sure. I've always loved getting the run onto the back straight. I know even last season I was just making sure I get the run on them down the back straight enough to get them into the chicane, which has been probably my favorite overtaking opportunity. So did that again this week, so that was really good.
And then you had to think about how you're going to pull it up, or wasn't too hard?
As long as they back out just before the chicane, then I'm okay. But if we go side by side, then it gets a little bit hairy.
So a good bit of trust with the drivers out there, because it did look like most of the guys realised when they were done and dusted and just got out of it and filed in behind. So,
yeah.
Well, Matty, we've just heard from one of your teammates about the team sponsors, but you did put 2 cars on the podium, so I suppose you get to say it again. So let us know who's given the Alpha guys all their support.
Big thanks to Toyosim, Vesbar, and Impression Signs, as always, being on the car. So Preach Designs, I should say, for making all our liveries as well for both iRacing and ACC. So it's been huge. He's had a
his work cut out this week, so it's been huge for him. And just to thanks all the boys in the Discord, we put a good race together, working together throughout both races, so that was really good fun.
Oh, awesome, buddy. Congratulations on P2. I'm sure the P1 is not too far away. You might just have to knife Phil's tyres or something one of these races.
I'll do it cleanly, I think. I prefer that than knifing someone's tyres.
Just pay off race control,
we'll
mate.
How much do you know? How much I have to pay them off, or
we'll find out Tyson for you, bud.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Shoot me a DM and then we'll get that sorted.
Well done, mate. It's great having you with us and great to see you guys enjoying the battles. I mean, in the end, it's all about the racing. And if you're having fun and battling hard with your teammates or your competition out there, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's been great fun.
Awesome, mate. Well, congratulations on P2. Let's kick you out and let's bring in Phil again and see what he's got to say about you.
Thank you.
All right, Phil Vella. Well, race number 5, I should say. But you come away at the front again. So you're making a habit of it. Was that a strategic P10 in race number 1, buddy?
Yeah, look, I intentionally threw it into the wall in the sprint just to create an advantageous scenario. So yeah, all in the strategy. Well, we need to split the cars, and it was just the best way I could think of at the time.
Well, I was thinking in that first race, you actually look like you're enjoying yourself, because I know that you've sort of put it on pole and run away with a few rounds, but you had to work for it a bit in that race number 1.
Yeah. I mean, Michael was rapid. It was quite challenging to catch him and Daniel up there, and Matt Pignata just had so much pace in that race. He just pulled away from us. I think I just pushed a little bit too hard trying to close the gap once Michael let me by, because he did yield on that corner. He let me by, but yeah, it was fun to be in the pack and in the mix of it a bit.
But as you said, sort of leading from the front means you're able to manage your tyres. Just keep sort of an eye on that relative and don't overdo it. Whereas when you're in the middle of the pack, well, you got to think of a few more creative things to do.
Yeah, it's quite a challenging track, this one, to set up a pass on as well. There's not the straights are both a tempting length to pass, but maybe you get just alongside, and the outside line's probably death. But yeah, I had a good run from the start and the sprint around the outside, but then caught it on that. The curbs are massive here, so I just caught it on that and tramlined a bit. But yeah, it's an interesting track for this type of car. It's quite bumpy.
Well, it's the same. Well, Maddie was saying the same. The other thing it was, you were almost relying on the car you were passing to realise that he was done and to, get out of it and not force the issue too wide a couple of places too.
Yeah, absolutely. You would get just alongside, or you'd get to a point where, maybe from a strategy perspective, it was more effective to clutch in and save some fuel, so that, because you had to pit in every race tonight, and so you could find a bit of an advantage in the pits with the refuel time. So
was there a bit of that going on for yourself, or just you're able to manage it fairly easily, especially in the feature?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It certainly wasn't easy. I kept on making the same mistake on that on the back straight, the left-hander. I kept bottoming out on that exit curb, so I'd lose about a 6/10 gap whenever I did it, and have to re-push to build that gap again. And both, Daniel and Matt and Michael were rapid tonight around this track. So once that lead's gone, it's just quite hard to regain it again.
Well, the safety car coming out a few times there to bunch it back up. How was the mad dash at the end? We saw you got a great restart. It was just go off the last corner.
Yeah. I was paranoid that they were going to let all the lapped cars through, and that would put Matt and Daniel right on me. I think the reference, we were having a chat just before this, and we were talking about the Abu Dhabi race, and I had my best Michael No ready to go. But yeah, look, I just find it's easier to take off a bit early, stretch the pack out a bit, and try to have a bit of a safer race.
Well, buddy, you've done it once again. You're leading the championship. I don't know. I don't think you would have taken out the round tonight. I think Maddie might have got the round off you.
Yeah, great.
With his other ones, but you've done it once again, mate. So you get to tell us about the sponsors for the the Downforce Racing Boys.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the team, Downforce Racing. I'd like to thank my wife for making the time to enjoy this hobby. I'd like to thank my teammate Jay, the guys from Mandredge, Michael and Doug. We've got a little community that really enjoys this race. And I'd like to thank yourselves for just a wonderful broadcast. Love watching it back afterwards. And obviously the organisers for just putting on a great race. Race Direction certainly had their hands full tonight, and they just did a wonderful job.
So have we got any more Downforce runners in the wings that might be coming along next season, buddy, with that glowing praise of the league? Have you got more in the wings?
Yeah, look, I'll likely sub out for the last few rounds. I've got to go to Japan for a few weeks for work, but I'll likely bring in one of the DFR boys for those last few races.
Well, that's going to make it interesting for the championship. So how many rounds do you think you're going to miss there, buddy?
Probably the last 3.
Oh, it's going to make it hard to hang on to your lead.
Yeah, I absolutely won't with the way that Ryan and Matthew are driving. So I'll do the best I can, and we'll see where we get.
Oh, make hay while the sun shines, buddy. I'm going to give Rob a chance to see if he's got anything. I probably haven't left anything in the tank for him to talk about.
I don't know. I just want to ask Phil, like that final restart, for you to go away and come out with the fastest lap on the last lap, what was going through your mind at that point?
Oh, I had, I think, 1.5, 2 second gap. So I thought I just push it a little bit more and see how it goes. I was feeling, pretty much in flow. I was a bit worried about what the tyres would be like in terms of the temperatures. But once I got through turn 1, I was like, half a tenth up, and so I just decided to push for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, the timesheet definitely doesn't tell the tyres were worn, mate. So good job tonight there, especially with that fastest lap there right at the finish.
No, I appreciate that. I saw a 1:03.6 in practice, and I thought, I'll try to get a bit closer to that again, because I couldn't get that in the quali, and Ryan set a 1:03.6, which was super impressive as well. So yeah, just pushed a bit for that last lap. I had a bit of a gap, so if I could lose a second, I'd still manage it.
A good job tonight, mate.
Once again,
Thanks,
buddy,
guys.
Yeah, well done, and congratulations on another W.
Cheers, guys. Have a wonderful week.
Well, Rob, that brings us to the end of our coverage tonight. Thanks very much for joining me, both behind the scenes and in front of them, Rob.
No, thanks for having me, mate. It was a lot of fun. I love watching these guys go at it and just getting to call the race with you was quite exciting. So yeah, it was bring on next week.
That's it. The F3s are just getting stronger and stronger, and we're seeing more and more cars coming over. Let's get it up to a 50-car field, guys, out there. I know that as a broadcaster, you're probably going, no, my computer can't handle that. But
more the better.
The more the merrier. Well, guys, that will bring us to the end of our coverage for SRW, our TCR and Formula 3s here on our Super Wednesday show. Of course, if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button and those follows, subscribe, and follow us on all of those social medias out there so that you don't miss out on any of the action. On behalf of the management and broadcast team here at SRW, our comms, Toddy in the first race, Tyson and Greg are our race controllers, Rob here in the comms and behind the cameras with me. This is Cowy, your average sim racer, signing off, saying good night, and we look forward to seeing you next time on SRW TV.
To turn one, this is amazing. Up and clash heads again. It's like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters, almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniffle Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble model right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanner